welcome you all of you here. I'm Dr. Shalini Verma, as ma'am introduced me. I'm one of you only, the teacher fraternity. So whatever we understood, we just want to discuss here and how to implement those changes. We are here to understand that thing. Today, the topic would be related to 6 to till 3 to 8 grades. Tomorrow is the day when we will discuss about the grade 9 and grade 10 changes. So today we are going to discuss till grade 8, whatever the changes are there, how we are going to implement that. So there is, I said we are going to design that 2031 graduates. What does it mean? 2031 graduates mean those children now in grade 6. They are going to be graduate. They are going to be past the grade 10th in 2031. And that's why I have written here 2021 graduates. They are going to be past grade 10th. If I'll discuss about it, why NEP 2020 and NCF 2023 framework is very important for nowadays in our children's scenarios, because we are dealing with the children with the new technology, with the new faces. They are the new challenges, I can say. So why it is mandatory to implement these changes? Because CBSE wants that there is the Panch Kosh. Panch Kosh means there are the five Kosh should be integrated. That should be related to your mind, your physical strength, your energy. I can say that all, and your strength, your wisdom. Those Panch Kosh should be integrated with the 21st century skills, because the new era is of AI, computational thinking. So we have to make them ready for that. So for holistic citizen capable of navigating advanced technology without losing the cultural identity, it means that their richness, their cultural richness should be rooted there, and then they embrace the new era of the AI. So that is the main theme for the CBSE NEP 2020, to integrate these changes in our new education system. So pedagogy paradigm shift. Why pedagogy should be changed? We were teaching earlier also, but yes, there is change required. Why the change is required? Because the first part is delivery part. Earlier there was only as the rote learning method would be there, and what we were doing, we were chasing on the curriculum submission part, that yes, we have to complete the curriculum at any cost by the deadline of that was the main aim for us. But now the new curriculum says you need not to chase the curriculum submission part. You have to know how to unfold the concept, how the transition of knowledge is important. So you have to reveal how to unfold the concept. That is the main aim of this strategy change. Second is cognition. Earlier, what we think, the child who can cram good, who can vomit on the paper, exactly whatever is written in the book is very important for us. But now this scenario is also going to be changed. Like CBSE introduced the intellectual correlation through many capacity building programs are also going for it, and we are talking about competency based education right now. CBSE is going to change each and everything, because they want our children should be intellectually strong. Not only the cramming part is good, but yes, they should be intellectually curious, they should be intellectually mature for that. Third is differentiation. Earlier, when we are going to teach in a class, if I remember my days, what happened? The teacher came, teachers, and left. They do not bother about it whether the child is going to understand or not. They treated each and every child on the same page. But now this policy says the students are similar but not same. They have different needs, they have different capacity, they have diverse capacity, and we have to respect that, and we have to foster individual discovery as well. So that was the main aim, why the pedagogy should be shifted for that. Now, if you gone through the books, especially the Hindi and English books, foundation and preparatory stage, the books names are related to the musical instrument like veena, santoor, sarangi. Why we are related to this? Because they represent the first rhythmic discovery of sound and language, because that is a stage when child is going to discover, learn. So that's why they can relate it with them. That's why they have given the name like this. In the middle stage, they are giving textbook names after ragas like Purvi and Malhar. That is a stage when the child is intellectually strong and they can construct melody, harmony, and the deeper meaning, and they can understand it and they can deliver it. In secondary stage, now the books Kaveri and Ganga. So they named it on the rivers. Why rivers? Because it represent language mastery, become a continuous, unhindered flow of expression. So that's why the things, the flow is rooted in their culture. That's why they are giving the names, doing the strategy. CBS is making the strategy so that child should feel connected with the nature also. So this is the first part of our today's main topic, is that implementing the mandatory 3 language formula. So one thing everybody should understand here, I'll my whiteboard is visible to everyone here. Is it visible? Please give a thumbs up.
Yes, ma'am. It
Oh,
is.
great. So one thing we should understand, because there are a lot of confusion about it. So R1, R2, R3 levels are introduced from the grade 6, not for grade 7, 8, 9, 10, right? If I talk about the 3 language formula, that is only for grade 6. So there are 3 languages they are asking for: language 1, language 2, and language 3. And if I talk about R1, R2, R3, right? If I talk about R1, R2, R3, and these are the languages. Languages mean 2 Indian language and 1 foreign language. Now the foreign language is for us is English, right? So you can opt, suppose if I take in most of the CBSE schools, English is the medium of conversing and all medium of exchange. Suppose English, that is a foreign language, or you can take French as a foreign language, or German, Spanish, or the Japanese if schools are giving that option. These all are considered in a one group, that is a foreign language. So out of these, you are supposed to take only one language. L2, L3 is the Indian language. Suppose you opt here Hindi or Punjabi or any state language, suppose Marathi, any language. Whatever you opt for language 2, whatever you have opt for language 2, now you have to opt third language, again the Indian language, but differ from L2. Differ from L2. Like you have taken Hindi, Punjabi, or Marathi here, suppose any language from here. So L3 can be which you haven't taken here. Suppose I will take Sanskrit or Kannada, or I can take any another regional language. Whatever the language is in your state or in your city is mandatory, you can take that. So one thing we should understand, there are 3 language system: language 1, language 2, language 3, 1 foreign language and 2 Indian language. But these all 3 languages should be different. These all 3 languages should be different. I believe I am able to convey this thing, because the teachers and the parents and the all stakeholders are confusing the language and the R1, R2, R3. That's not. First of all, we will understand language. There are the 3 languages: 1 foreign language, 2 Indian language, but all the 3 languages should be different. Right now, if I talk about R1, R2, R3, these are the levels of proficiency. These are the level of proficiency. Level of proficiency based on the writing, reading, and understanding of the child. It means if I talk about R1, R1 is the highest proficiency. Highest proficiency. Highest proficiency means where the child is confident enough that he can perform in that language, anything he can perform anything in that. So the syllabus would be different, but now onwards the same book will be referred till the time. But yes, R1, R2, R3 are the levels of proficiency based on writing, reading and understanding. Suppose in most of the CBSE schools, if I'm talking about most of the CBSE school, medium of instruction is English. There, even their circulars are coming in English. CBSE is also releasing everything in English first. So what you can do, you can opt English as the R1 level, because most of us in our schools, English is mandatory. The medium of instruction is English. So we can opt English as R1. I think I'm clear on that. One foreign language is covered and one level is covered. Right? In North Zone, if I talk about Hindi, Hindi is very prominent there. Hindi is also compulsory in most of the schools. So what you can opt, you can, whatever language you are opting, that is at the R2 level. What is R2 level? It is the highest proficiency. This is at the proficiency level. It is approximately almost same level of R1, but little bit lower than that. Highest proficiency mean child is exceptionally well in that. Proficiency mean child is well in that. Right? And when I'm talking about the third language at R3 level mean the child should have basic knowledge of that. Basic knowledge. There is no proficiency level, basic knowledge. Like if I take Sanskrit or Marathi or Punjabi or Kannada, or there are 4 new languages are introduced. Mathili is introduced. If I opt any one language at R3 level, what does it mean? The child should have the basic knowledge of that. That's not at proficiency level. And based on that, the child will appear for the exams. R1, highest level. R2, middle level. And R3 is the lower level. Lower level means, doesn't mean that the child doesn't know anything. But yes, the child is able to perform the basic concept on that. I think I am able to deliver that one. On the language part, what are the languages and what are the R1, R2 and R3 levels, right? So R1 is your advanced proficiency level, R2 is your intermediate fluency, and the R3 foundational introduction is there. This is for the grade 6. It is very important to understand for the grade 6 part, right? So grade 6, 3 languages. Those who haven't given third language, please allot a language to the children, Indian language, because English, Hindi, almost every school all over the India part is compulsory, whatever I have seen. So third language, whatever the regional language you can talk about, or whatever the local language you are talking about, you can give them as the third language and opt it as the R3 level. That is the basic level. Right? So why the CBSE is doing it? Because they want to promote linguistic proficiency, culture understanding, and rational integration among learners. That's why they introduced this concept of the language 1, 2, and 3. There is a catch, but I will let you know tomorrow when you will be there. I will let you know what is the catch in the languages again. Right? So I think I'm clear on that part, that what is the language system. Now let's sum up with it. Now you can see here, this R3 is introduced in class 6 only, right? That cohort will progress, and when they reach to the 2031, that's why we are talking about 2031 graduates. Graduates mean when they are going to pass grade 10. So at that point, the first board exam according to this R1, R2, R3 level would be there. And they have introduced 4 new languages in the constitution also: Dogri, Konkani, Maithili and Santali. So you can opt for these languages also, that any Indian language you can opt for out of these also. So 3 languages, 3 level. If I talk about the grade 9, I will talk about it tomorrow as well. If I talk about grade 9, there would be 2 languages, again R1 and R2 level, same. R1 is the high competency and the R2 is your mid competency. They are going to study the same book but at the different levels this time. Next time CBSE asks that they are going to introduce the level wise books. But till now, till the time NCERT is not releasing the book, same book can be used for the both levels and the paper would be different. So this is the important update. The first board exam of R1 R2 level for grade 9 student, when that cohort will go in 2028, they will appear for the first board exam, right? So if I talk about today, I'm talking about more about grade 6. Parents are confused what they have to do. English Hindi is compulsory in most of the schools. One regional language or the local language, they can opt for the third language because basic is required for that. So I think I hope I'm clear on that part. So I can take 2 or 3 questions on this. If you have any doubt regarding languages, I can go further after that. Yes, any question you can write in the chat box. Still you have any doubt about the languages, you can write in the chat box.
Yeah. Ma'am, there was one question in between where the teacher has asked, is Kashmiri be opted as one of the language? So if you can just clarify in which level, L1, L2, L3, can a school offer Kashmiri as a language?
Ma'am, there are 20, there is a list. I'll provide that document. There is a list. Kashmiri is again a language. You can opt it. Suppose that school is work in Kashmiri language most of the time, learning, reading, and child is at very proficient in that one. I again clarify. You think that your child is above proficient, advanced proficient level in that language, go for R. If you think I only give example, I give only the suggestions, rest is your choice and your school choice. Like I said, you just take English as R1 because most of the schools are working with the English curriculum, right? So if the Kashmiri would be incorporated in your system, everything is available in that case and you can opt it as R2 level, R3 level or R1 level based on the proficiency level. And one more thing I just want to convey here, CBSE also said NCERT is going to release the books, but till the time when the third language, whatever you are going to opt as an Indian language, if books are not available right now, so you can refer to any local author book for that because we are going to use it as a basic proficiency, basic level. So you can offer till the time NCERT is not going to release the book, till the time you can refer any local author book as well. Yes,
Okay.
Debashri ma'am.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, there are more questions coming up.
Okay.
Teacher Beena
Yes.
Panikar has asked, so parents have the choice to select the levels or the schools will do it? Who's gonna
Ma'am,
select
that
what level?
that is a part of school, I believe, because they are going to the child is going to appear for board exam. Right now, there is no problem in that. In 6, you can opt for R1, R2, R3 level. That's the school internal choice. But when the child is going to register in grade 9, then it would be parent and teacher collaboration choice would be there.
Right.
Now, I also want to clarify, CBSE want children to study at least 2 Indian language. Otherwise, what will happening? In most of the CBSE schools, students are taking English, French, and Hindi, or English, French, or some Marathi, or English, Hindi, and Punjabi is compulsory, suppose. So, 2 foreign language they were studying. So, they want at least 2 Indian language child should study. One language can be local language because if I'll talk about NEP 2020, it says till 5th grade the child should learn in their mother tongue. So mother tongue would be the I can say is the most proficient one, but in our schools English is the most proficient one.
Okay. One teacher has a very valid question. She's asking, Hindi has course A and B. Can you throw some light about, whether what is actually the strategy in there?
Ma'am, she's talking about grade 10, I believe. She's talking about grade 10.
Which we
So
are not
I'm
doing today. Yeah.
which I will give answer tomorrow. But yes, I'll
Okay.
let you know this year grade 10 is not going to change anything. That's why stay tuned with us. Tomorrow we have a lot of things to throw upon you. That yes, grade 9, what changes they are going to attempt, and grade 10 will remain as it is. So I'll think I'll give the answers tomorrow for grade 9th and 10th more. Till 8th, if there is any query, or grade 6, any query, there is that is open. And grade 7, 8, those are having some optional language, they can go further with that only.
Yeah, yeah. So, in the interest of time, I know a lot of teachers have a lot of opinions, which is very valid. But समय को देखते हुए, maybe we will not be able to cater to the opinions and the questions. We would only be taking the technical part of it. Because we have to cover a lot today and tomorrow. If we are able to finish, we take a note of all the questions that you're raising. If we are able to finish tomorrow on time, opinions on, whether it's right or wrong, we will be taking that later tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah,
Sure,
I
ma'am.
understand time allocation is also an issue with the teachers, but we will
Yes.
take all these qualitative part maybe tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, ma'am,
Sure,
you can
sure,
go
ma'am.
ahead.
I'll give you one suggestion for that also, how we will manage all these things. That's only a suggestion. Rest depending upon you, teacher fraternity, and the education sector, principals, and the management. Second part I just want to cover here is computational thinking and artificial intelligence, which would be the very important and integral part from grade 3 to 9 this year. So it becomes the mandatory subject, and the child is going to appear for the board exam for this computational thinking and artificial intelligence as well. So there are a lot of questions, lot of queries I have seen, that how grade 3 child is going to do artificial intelligence, how he is going or she is going to do computational thinking about that. But CBSE said that there is a unplugged to plugged situation. So what do you understand with the unplug? When we are not plugging it, we are not switching it on, we are in an unplugged situation. In the same scenario, they want that the child should think logically, he should become or she should become problem solver, and through for that they don't require any system for that. No device dependency is there. There is no requirement of the device, because they create a platform dependency, right? So they have themselves give the curriculum for grade 3 to 8 for that. 9 we are looking for it, but grade 3 to 8 the curriculum is given on their website. I'm going to show you that one also. But yes, they want the child should think logically. He should not go through Excel, type some, he should know the keys and get the result. No, they want them to be the logical thinker, they want them to be the creator of algorithm. They are not the passive, they should not be passive consumer of technology. They should learn, they should, how AI will work in our daily life, they that AI work on the pattern recognition. आप एक फोन पे एक बार आप बात भी कर रहे होंगे ना कि आज खाना बाहर खाते हैं, तो फोन पे फटाफट हमारे पास नोटिफिकेशन आने शुरू हो जाते हैं. किसके नोटिफिकेशन आते हैं? ये वाला रेस्टोरेंट अच्छा है, दिस इज द ऑफर, दिस एंड दैट इज गोइंग ऑन. व्हाट इज दैट? दैट इज आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. They understand your pattern, they know your moods. According to that, they work on the algorithm. So CBSE curriculum also want that the grade 3 onward child should understand the logic behind them. He should become problem solver of the real world scenarios, not only the passive consumer of software only. So hey, I would like to appreciate CBSE also here, because they said there is no requirement of any device, because I'll show you their curriculum as well. So you can see they have given handbook for the child and handbook for the teacher also, how the child is going to study that. That's not merely a workbook, that is a very wonderful, I can say, is a script where they can think logically from grade 3 onwards. I'll show you after this. So what strategy they have planned? They have planned 3 to 5 you have to allocate 50 hours. And teachers again ask how we will incorporate that worksheets, that curriculum can be incorporated with the mathematics and the word around us, that can be combination of science and SST as well. And if I talk about middle stage, they have given formative quizzes, worksheet, and the project-based learning. The logic behind is very much clear that we don't want them to only learn the formulas or the algorithm. They are creator of that. They should understand the thing, only then they will apply. So that is unplugged situation till grade 8. And the plug situation will be in grade 9th and 10th. Then we will introduce them with the technology. At that time, they are not only cram the software or apply the software, they will become, I can say, they will become the creator of that software, and they will understand the logics behind that. So that's why unplugged to plugged situation. They can application strategy will become in the grade 9th and 10th. 3 to 8, if we are not using any laptop, we are not using any software, heavy software, costly software. So it also gives that the equity to all schools, I can say, because every school doesn't have that infra that they can give access to each and every child about that computational thinking and artificial intelligence. In that case, CBSE try to give equity, not equality, equity to each and every school about that, every school about that. So that is the 9th and 10th. I already told you, I'll cover tomorrow as well. 9th and 10th modules are still to be introduced. It's not introduced, but yes, whenever they will introduce, we have to incorporate in our syllabus as well. But yes, formally that will be introduced and become the integral part of our papers. That is 27, 28. That is your 27, 28. Integral part in the session 27, 28. And evaluation would be school based, but annual exam would be there for that. So that cohort will go in 28, 29, class 10. In that case, there would be external board exam for those students. So one thing we should understand, computational and AI is compulsory till grade 8. 9th, still this year module will be introduced. After that, they will be used for the students. But yes, next year onward, 27, 28, the cohort 8th will come in cohort 9. Then that would be a compulsory subject for the student. And that next year, 28, 29, it would be a board exam for that. That becomes an integral part of the curriculum in that case. So I already explained how they will go about 50 to 100 hours integrating logical thinking. No device required, via pen, paper. Logical thinking is the important part here. Mental ability and reasoning discussion is there, right? So in grade 9, it becomes the compulsory subject, but in the year 27, 28. And the first board exam would be in 28, 29. So any question regarding it? Debashri ma'am, please check the chat box if any query regarding computational thinking and AI.
No, ma'am, nothing particularly to this, but if
Okay.
yeah,
I'll
what is
I'll
the QA
show you.
section?
I will show you from where you will get this. I'm stop the sharing part. Wait for a while. I'll show you from where you will get this material.
While teachers are concerned that
Yeah.
there is already so much work, how will they teach CT and AI?
Ma'am, that's why I'm sharing it.
Sure.
Yeah. My screen is visible?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Okay.
Now we
It's
can
a
see it.
CBSE website. If you go to CBSE website, academics, this window will open. There I can show you all the circulars are there. If you click on it, you will get the latest circular, whatever regarding your language, CTA, and implementation of anything. You will get circulars here. Curriculum, it's again here, but CT and AI, you can see it's flashing. So curriculum is given grade 3. It says student and teacher book. If I'll click on student, is it visible? Grade 3?
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Computational thinking is there. So what happened? And one very important thing is that whatever the material CBSE is providing, please go through their initial pages, which are very, very important and give you the instructional part as well, how you have to go about it. You can see there is written how to use this book. Introduction is there, why we are going to use, what are the CGs, and there is a how to use this book. This is for the student purpose. This is grade 3 I have opened only. How to use this book, and these are the activities which child can do by themselves. We have to be in a passive mode. We should not be, we are only in the facilitator mode. We are not going to teach them how to do it. They will do it themselves. And if I'll go back, there is one CT and AI grade 3. There is a teacher. You can see teacher note, teacher handbook also. So there is one for student handbook, one is for the teacher. So how teacher has to work on it, it's also given it. So there is the, you can see this, there is the chapters, and that depends on you which chapter you want to incorporate with the maths and with science and SST part, or whatever you feel like. Right? So for that, there should be pedagogy, should be planned. So in the same way, you can find 3 to 8, all the, I'll show you for grade 3 to 4, 5 is like that. And if I talk about grade 8, I talk about grade 7, student handbook, teacher handbook. Grade 8, student handbook, teacher handbook. So you have to go through it and understand how you are going to incorporate in your curriculum. I think I'm clear on that part. Any query regarding? Okay.
There is one query where teacher is asking that while she is in a CBSE school, but the school follows NCERT syllabus. So in that case, what is the alignment? Should the teacher be following CBSE, or like will the assessment be in CBSE format and the school following a NCERT curriculum? How does it work?
And CBSE, all the CBSE schools are following NCERT curriculum, ma'am. All
Okay.
CBSE schools are following NCERT curriculum. Books are
Right.
introduced by NCERT only. CBSE is
Right.
following that only. So I told you
Right.
that CT and AI is here. You can incorporate, you just go through it first. Whatever the grade you are teaching, just go through it.
Sure, sure.
Right?
So teachers
After
who are
that,
having these doubts, you can refer to what Shalini ma'am is saying.
so you can go through it. You will understand that yes, this part related to maths, logical thinking, pen paper work is there. No data is required. You don't require any laptop or a lab, anything, nothing required. The child should do by themselves on pen paper to understand the logic behind it. And for grade 3 onwards, it's not very hi-fi. If you have seen, it's not up to the, I can say we can make them IITian. No. But just logical thinking part should be there. The child should understand what logic should I apply so that I'll get it done. Right? So I think I'm sharing the screen again for the PPT. Is it visible? I believe.
Yes, ma'am. Just make it full screen.
Yes. Yes. I'll go to the next part. So I covered 2 topics here, till here, 2 topics. One is the language part, R1, R2, R3 level. Another is your computational thinking and the artificial intelligence. Unplugged situation is still grade 8. But in grade 9, yes, they have to appear for the, in grade 10, subsequent cohort should appear for the board exam. So that's important that yes, we have to be aligned with it since grade 3 only. If the child logical thinking is not improved, so there is no use when the child will step into the grade 9. He has to appear for the exam and he is blank. So for grade 3, it would be a great impact. CBSE is targeting 2031 when 6 will come in grade 10 and 3 will the grade 3 cohort will improve their skills, because you know that where our children nowadays standing out. So third very important part is vocational education. It's of two parts. One is the Kaushal, both 6 to 8, and 9th and 10th they are introduced Kaushal Vikas. Not 10th this time, 9th they have introduced Kaushal Vikas. So if I talk about you, what do you think about vocational skill? What do vocational education? In grade 9th and 10th, we are giving vocational subject to our children. What do you think? Please write in chat box. Those are taking in grade 9, 10. What do you think that why we are giving them the vocational education or vocational subject? Why we were giving them till now? I am waiting for some reply to become independent thinker. Okay. Life skills, to develop their skills. No, I don't think so. We were giving them vocational things for that. Skills to prepare for future jobs, to prepare them from industry, to be job ready. You are talking in the now scenario. I am asking till now why we were giving them. Till now, I'm not talking about in the futuristic one. You are giving me answer for employment, ability, that is introduced by CBSE right now to make them independent learner. It's fine. But I want why we were giving them till now. What is our mind scenario? What we think about it? I think till time, if I'll share my experience, my school's experience, vocational subjects were given to those students, those are not good in math, science, or in sub-subject. Right? So we are giving them so that they will not fail in an exam, board exam. What I have observed till now. What I have observed. Right? So we were giving them vocational subject to pass the exam. And it's a mindset. अगर उसको vocational subject दिया तो parents का भी mindset यही होता है कि बच्चा पढ़ने में अच्छा नहीं होगा. That's why the vocational subject is given to that child. Till now, I have observed it, whether you are agree with me or not. This is my personal experience. This I have observed over the period of time. Yes, बच्चा अच्छा नहीं है पढ़ने में, उसको एक vocational subject दे दो, फेल तो नहीं होगा, हमारा रिजल्ट तो खराब नहीं होगा. Till now, this was the mindset of us. और अगर पेरेंट्स को भी पता लगता है तो वो बहुत अपोज करते हैं शुरू में, लेकिन जब उनको ये बोला जाता है बच्चा फेल हो जाएगा, फिर क्या करेंगे? देन दे आर रेडी फॉर दैट, बिकॉज देयर इज अ माइंडसेट कि उसी को देंगे जो पढ़ने में अच्छा नहीं है. राइट? बट there is we made two silos for it. One is the academic one, one is the vocational one. We made two silos here, that academic subjects are different and vocational subjects are different for that. But CBSE want to break that silo. CBSE want that each and every child should be proficient in one or the another skill. That's why they introduce compulsory vocational education from 6th to 8th grade. The book name is Kaushal Bodh. Kaushal means that what in the work where I am proficient. Both mean jnana, wisdom. So they introduced it in from grade 6 to 8, 9th Kaushal Vikas this year, and it would be compulsory subject and going to be appeared, and that cohort who is going to study Kaushal Vikas in grade 9, that would be the integral part of the board exam next year. Right? So that is again very important and integral part of the board exam. So we should not take it like that कि बस ठीक है दे दिया वो book है उसमें से कराना है. No, not at all. Because if the child lack in grade 6, 7th, 8th, 9th, he or she or any child is not able to perform in the board exams as well. So if I'm talking about again, I'm telling you, there's a hard separation. Hard separation, I already explained that yes, hard separation means academic subjects on the top level and vocational subject, we were taking it as a lower level. But it would be the integral part, so that the cross curricular real world application and real world scenario should be faced the child, and the child should be able to solve those with the use of their skill. Because when we are born, some skills are inherent and some we acquire, right? So we acquire some skill by some experience, some doing, learning by doing also. But yes, some हमारे पास अंदर से होती हैं जो हम देखकर भी सीख जाते हैं, राइट? स्क्रू लगाना है बच्चे को नहीं आता है. अगर if I talk about the IITians, they are electrical engineers, suppose they cannot do servicing of AC of their own house. What kind of skill we are giving them? We are giving them education only. We are not giving them skill. If I talk about the foreign countries, their education is based on the skills only. They are skilled enough. They will do each and every work of their home by themselves. They don't require any plumber, carpenter. They will do by themselves because they are skilled. And that comes from their education sector. The same CBSE is on the same path. CBSE also want that the child should be skillful. That when the child will pass grade 12, when the child is going to be past grade 12, he should be skillful enough that he can be entrepreneur, he can do their own work. He should not be dependent. So skills are very, very important and integral part of our education system. So it want the removal of the silos between academics as well as the. So how to implement it? Again, I know lots of query will come. Ma'am, आपने तो बोल दिया कि 50 घंटे इसको दे दो, 110 hours इसको दे दो. I'll talk about that also. So mandate 550 cumulative hours till grade 10. What does it mean? 110 hours per year. If I'll roughly chalk it out, 165 school periods of 40 to 45 minutes, depending upon you periods, you can adjust accordingly. If 40 minutes, 165, if 45, you can reduce, right? So what is in the Kaushal board? If you have attended so many workshops on it, so there are three work form. Three mandatory project per year. Per year means grade 6, 3 project, grade 7, 3 project, grade 8, 3 project. Subsequently, you can add it on. So 3 project you have to do each and every year. And the project based on work for life, work for mechanics and machines, work for services. So one project, there is a Kaushal board book. There are the 3 work form. Into that, there are the 3 project under each work form. So you have to choose one project from there, right? And you have independence to choose any project of that. That's totally your choice. That's depending on the school infra, school ability that they want to implement this project. So you have to do at least 3 projects, and total 550 hours are compulsory till grade 10. And books are already available in the CBSE website as well. So why again, I am on the same question, why it is required? When I'm talking about 6 to 8, we will give them exposure. We want them to find their own skills. We are not making them carpenter or plumber or engineers or electrician. No, we are giving them exposure so that they will understand what skill is inside. कई बार हमको पता नहीं होता कि हमें क्या आता है. We don't know about that, right? So when we work on that, we will do some project, we will work. So then gradually and slowly we will build that concept. In the same scenario, skills are introduced in grade 6. Suppose हम उनको farmer नहीं बना देंगे. अगर हमने उनको दिया कि sow that seed, the child will observe. The child, that seed is going to germinate or not. If not, what went wrong, right? So that kind of skills we have to introduce in our children in early age, so that they will develop those skills. उनको समझ में आए 8 तक आते आते कि मैं इसमें अच्छा हूँ. हो सकता है उसका, और ये हम क्यों कर रहे हैं? क्योंकि अभी तक बच्चे, if I talk about Now a scenario, students are still confused. 50-60% students are still confused till grade 10 what option they have to opt for grade 11th and 12th. They don't know which stream they have to opt. So if they have some skill inside, according to that, it will help them to introduce that skill. Yes, I can go for it. If the child has interest in electrical appliances, so he or she or the child will understand, yes, I can make it as my career for that. So that's why the initial age is only the exploration. 6 to 8 is only for exploration. 3 work form, child will do 3, 3, 6, 9 projects. The child will understand what skill I am having and whether I want to pursue it or not. Till grade 9, application part would be there. The child will do many field visit, real-time project to understand the application part of that. 6 to 8 only exploration is there, then apply it. And in grade 10, the child will do specialization in that. That is the strategy plan. Slowly and gradually, we make our children to be skillful for that. So now assessment criteria, if I'm talking about for the board, if I'll talk about, there is a 50% theory, 50% practical. Practical is the real-time execution, how the child is going to execute the project. That can be observed by teacher when the child is doing project, or oral presentation, viva, portfolio. There are many ways that the practical can be conducted for that. It is for the board class, right? But if I talk about till grade 9, CBSE give leverage that on the practical part, you can judge them 75%. You can only take 10 paper test or 10% on their whatever the Kaushal book is there. You have to fill that and give assessment on that. That you can reduce till grade 9. That's on your part, that how you are going to conduct the test. CBSE has given timeline of 50% theory, 50% practical, but give that leverage to the teachers and the school that you can conduct the practical test till 75%, because hands-on experience is the most important and integral part of the skill education. And this is again very important part. Composite skill lab is mandatory for each and every school till August 2027 is the last date. And this is again a circular which is uploaded on CBSE website as well. So it is very mandatory. Why composite? You have science lab, you have maths labs, chemistry, physics lab, and another labs are also there. Why the labs are there? Why the lab is required? Because labs are the germinations of skills. Like in science lab, you are doing experiment. Child is having the experience, hands-on experience. He learn, he remember. Learning by doing, experiential learning is the best way for the children. So I can say that lab should be the germination of skills, where the skills will be developed, or that can be incorporated in many real world scenarios. That's why it's very important. So every school should have by August 2027 compulsory composite skill lab with them. So let's summarize it again. So if I talk about timetable, again 110 hours for grade 6 to 10. 10th, this year, no change. This year, 10th, no vocational education, no CT and AI. But yes, in 9th, it would be a compulsory part from this year only. So 140 minutes, 165 periods. So total 550 total hours should be completed by the end of grade 10. So what you will do? 3 projects per year. So grade 6 to 9, everybody should have 3 projects per year. Infrastructure, again, composite lab is compulsory. Hands-on application is important. And one more important thing I want to incorporate here or let you know, that you should not force school or the management for this. But yes, which is feasible in the current structure, which modification you can do in the current structure. So you can go for that. That would be very helpful for the management point of view and the school point of view. Assessment 50-50 I already told, but yes, in the practical part you can give 75% practical is permitted in the grade 10th part. So any query regarding that? If I can see any query regarding any questions regarding
Yes, ma'am.
Kaushal?
There are few questions. We can just finish up and then take the questions together, maybe in last 4-5 minutes.
Sure, ma'am. So let's summarize whatever we have done today. R1, R2 languages is introduced now in grade 9. I'll talk about it tomorrow, and stay tuned with us because I'll give very important information regarding these languages. Those are in the grade 9th and 10th. And R3 language launch in 6th, and they will appear the board exam in 2031 according to this language system R1, R2, R3. Vocational education launched grade 6 to 9, plugged in because first board exam would be given. This cohort when appear in 2028, this grade 9 is going to appear. They have to give the board exam for this, and then the final board exam will go on. CT and AI. Again, CT and AI grade 3 to 8 introduced this year only, 2026. As soon as grade 9th modules will be introduced, they will be taught in the class. But yes, the plugged in situation would be in grade 2027-28, and they will give a final exam, and then when that cohort will go in the next class in 2029, the first board exam will be there for that. So I think I am able to give enough information about the language system, CT and AI, and the vocational education. So I'm open for the queries. If you have any, I'm here to discuss them and hopefully give solutions to them, solutions to all of you.
Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think it was a very, very interesting and insightful session. I will be taking the questions because a few questions came midway, so I thought that we can take them later.
Fine, ma'am.
Ms. Pushpa Yadav, ma'am, has written that for computational thinking pen paper test, what syllabus will be prescribed for a particular unit test? How will parents know what to prepare as computational thinking syllabus is not very specific?
Ma'am, that again, the school and the teacher community will decide which syllabus they have to give, because the handbook is with you. Whenever you are having the textbook, whatever the syllabus you want to give in the lower sections, you will decide. Your team will decide, your management will decide, or your principal will decide that we want to give 2 chapters, 3 chapters. That totally depending upon the school and the teacher. And there is a one circular where parent orientation is also should be managed by the school to give all these information to the parents as well. They should conduct one, I can say, one meeting with all the parents to disseminate this information to the parents.
Sure. Zarguguna Abid Khan has asked, will all the changes that you have informed apply to class 8 students?
Actually,
I think
all
he joined
changes
mid.
no, all changes not. I think this webinar is available on the teacher app. Again, you can go through it again and just understand what is the language situation was there, launched in grade 6, vocational education when, and CT and AI, from where to where you have to do. I think it's on the teacher app again. You can go through it and understand if you miss some